Hi, Cassie. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me. I'm super excited.
So, can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself and who you are and what you do?
Yes. So, my name is Casey Allen, and I am the creator of the Fitness Method. So, the Fitness Method is a spin on which could be anything leaner, healthier, stronger, faster, better version of who you are today, your potential, what you want to see, but like meeting people where they are currently. And first and foremost, I'm a mom of two busy kids. I have an almost 10-year-old and an 8-year-old, a boy and a girl. And kind of right when COVID hit, I've been in the fitness industry for forever, years and years as a fitness coach. And I was a professional dancer. I did a lot of fitness modeling. And when COVID hit, I just saw like such a lack of just workout, like consistency for people, and especially for women and moms who wanted to find that time for themselves and they just couldn't. And so I was like, I'm going to do something to help this problem, and just selfishly for myself too. I'm like, I want a workout that I can stay consistent with. And it kind of led me to developing the Fitness Method, which is an at-home on-demand workout that is just fun. It's sustainable. It makes exercise fun again. And it's something that everybody can find or make the time to do.
Well, thank you so much for providing that service.
Thank
So,
you.
how do you make fitness fun?
Yeah. So I think that's like number one, like something that I've in so many conversations that I have with friends or just people that I meet is truly, they're like a lot of people, they really are like, I don't like working out, or they dread it. And that makes me so sad because nobody wants to, like, why would you want to do it? And I think that's why so many people don't stay consistent with exercise, is because they dread it. Like whether they're and I hear it a lot with people. Like I used to be a big runner, and people are like, oh my gosh, like I hate running. Like, how do you run? And I actually really liked it, but
I do too.
yeah, but some people, they're like, that is the worst thing ever. How do you do that? And so I think, yes, making exercise fun is going to be unique to each individual person, but you've got to find something that you truly enjoy. And the cool thing is there's so many options, so many options. And I think just finding something that you enjoy. So being open to trying new things is huge. Even when we're older, I feel like sometimes we're like, oh, I'm not going to try like a new sport or something, but why not? Like I actually we moved to Utah about 4 years ago from San Diego, and mountain biking is huge there. And I've biked my whole life, but I've never really like mountain biked. And it was like, I was 30 and I'm like, I'm going to do this. And now I absolutely love it. And it's one of those things, like it's never too late to try something new if you're open to it. So I think number one, just being open to trying new things, because you never know what you might end up loving. And then yes, like exercise fun, you've got to find something you love. If something that you're doing isn't fun for you, like try something else, because I just think the longevity of that is it's not going to be there. And then you're not going to establish that consistency. So try new things, and you will find something that you enjoy.
So, if I'm trying something new, is it important to like it the first time, or do I need to give it a couple tries?
Definitely give it a couple tries.
Okay.
Yes. I am like I think that is the hard thing, because perfect example, like the mountain biking. I think it was very intimidating when I started. Like I was on this like cliff and I was scared. I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
And it feels very overwhelming. And I think so many people can relate to that. And no matter what aspect we're talking about, with like whatever, even if you're doing a barre class or a Pilates class or weightlifting, or you're going on a run, like whatever it is. Yes, I think the first times, anything that's new, it's very intimidating to us. And I feel like also as we get older, it's almost more intimidating. You're like, no, I know what I know. I've had all these years doing these things. I'm good at this. Like, I don't want to do this, or I don't want to start over, or try something new. You know, sometimes we feel that way. So I think it is important to like try to stick with it and give it a couple tries, right? Like you got to give it a couple tries. And if you still are like, this just isn't for me, then it's time. But I think like with mountain biking, it was almost immediately, like after I went a few times, I was like getting the hang of it. And then it was fun. It wasn't so intimidating. It was like, okay, I'm seeing this progress. I'm seeing myself get better. and I'm seeing the benefit, and I'm seeing the joy in it now.
Yeah, and having the courage to try something new and not be afraid of looking silly or
Yeah,
failing. And especially as we age, our body changes, and the type of exercise that works for us will likely change as well.
totally. So true. So true. But I think you're right. Courage. That's huge. Like, we don't want, none of us want to look silly or stupid, but like, who cares? Like, we got to laugh at ourselves. Like, it's okay. It's okay if we fall or look like silly, because if not, then you're not going to try something new and you could totally miss out, you know?
So how does fitness or the lack of fitness impact motherhood?
I think it's huge. So I had my first son. So I'm 36 now. So I was 26 when I had him, and then 27 with my daughter. So they're like back to back. And I mean, I can honestly say I am someone who, I think, just growing up, my family, we always, like, our family was very, our family activities, we were always geared towards outdoor activities. I did grow up with a love, like a genuine love for being active and for fitness. So I feel lucky in that sense that I had those things established in me growing up, but then you have to also maintain that, and it has to be something that you work on. And especially as you get pregnant and then have your babies and your time. I just remember thinking, like, I had so much time, and then you're just like, oh my gosh, like it's crazy. And so I think what I've seen with so many women, and I get it, because I've been there. We get, like, I literally get it, not just empathize, but I understand, is you do, like, especially with that first baby, I don't know, it's like everything, you just feel like, I remember feeling so overwhelmed, like, oh my gosh, like everything's on me. Like, you know, if you're breastfeeding, or if you're, and even if you're not, like, you just, there's this little tiny life that's relying like on you solely. And it can be really overwhelming. And I do think a lot of times people just, yeah, your priorities change, because obviously you do have to take care of this child. So,
Yeah.
but I think what we forget, or what we can forget, is that we have to take care of ourselves first if we're going to be a good parent. Like, if you're not healthy, then your baby's, it's not going to work. Like, it's going to all come down that line, and it's just not going to be a good situation. And I see that a lot. And I think it's hard, because I think there are a lot of women also who have complicated pregnancies. So they're not able to stay fit through, or they're not able to, like, maybe exercise, they're on bed rest. So there's so many different factors that can come in that can make it more difficult, right? Like, I was fortunate, I was able to exercise my whole pregnancy. So it wasn't as much of a change for me than for some friends that I know that like were put on bed rest, and it's much harder to get back into things. But I think exercise, what I've learned for motherhood, it's sometimes, like, for me, and I think for so many people, sometimes it's our only time to ourselves. Like, that is our only, whatever, 20, 30, 45, an hour that we have just for us, that we're doing something for ourselves, just our time. Hopefully there's no one there. A lot of times when your kids are little, they are just sitting there while you're doing something, you know, at home or at the gym, but it's like your only time that you have for you. And so I think it's so important to have that. And I think the lack of it is really hard. And I think people that don't have that time, I just do think, like, it just makes it so much harder to just be, like, truly, like, happy and come out of, you know, postpartum and all that stuff, and just have a sense of yourself, like, apart from your baby.
Yeah.
Your own independence, you know?
Yeah. Having that separation, creating that boundary around your time. And it also sounds like modeling, because for you growing up, it sounds like your family really incorporated fitness and outdoors and activities into what was important in your family, and that stuck with you.
Yep, 100%. And that's what I can, like, attest to now that my kids are older. Like, it's so cute because, and it's healthy. Like, it's a balance. It's not like they see me and I'm like working out, you know, 12 hours a day, and they're like, all my mom does is work out. They see the balance of it. They see, like, the joy that working out brings me, that it's not like, oh, I gotta go work out. You know, they see that it's my, and I tell them, I say, this is my time and I love this. And this is my time for myself, and I'm bettering myself. And it's so cute because they see it. And like you said, it's engraved in them now. Like they enjoy it, you know, and we do so much as a family, and even just like fitness, like they see the benefit of it mentally and physically for them. And at that young of an age, they already have that foundation. And I think it's so cool. It's so important, you know?
So when exercising, let's say that you're taking a class,
Yeah.
is every instructor the same, or is it any tips for choosing an instructor that's going to work with like who you are at that time period in your life?
Yeah, I think that's huge. I mean, I think all of us can relate to, you do like make a personal connection with an instructor, whether it's at a gym class or if you've had a personal trainer or an online trainer. There's definitely like certain people that you're just going to connect better with. And like you said, it could be just in general, like personalities, or it could be like that time in your life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like maybe there's someone that you're really connecting to because like you said, you just had a baby, and this person just had a baby too. And you just feel really related to them.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, oh, she's in my same journey. I'm going to go with this person. I think it's huge because again, it's just like finding that exercise that you truly like feel passionate about. I think finding an instructor or a class or whatever that you truly like speaks to your heart is going to be huge. If you're doing these great workouts, but the person that's teaching them, you're just like, you're annoyed with them or just whatever, it's not a match, it's just not going to be as fun, you know? And so I do think like that's really important too, is finding somebody that really aligns with where you're at in your life today and what your goals are and what your idea of like health, because that's something that I see a lot as a fitness model. I don't do it as much anymore, but I was doing a lot of fitness modeling quite a few years ago and loved everybody I met. It was so cool. Like you meet so many different people, but there are so many different like ideas of what is healthy or what works for that person. And like no judgment to whoever and whatever that is. But I did see for me, like there were certain people that I co-aligned much more with, you know, just in regards to health and fitness and all that stuff. And then there were other people that like, we just didn't co-align, and that's fine. Like it was great, but it just was, it wasn't something that like would have worked for my personal lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I think, yes, that's very important to just vet that out and find someone that really like speaks to you.
Anything else that you think the audience should know?
Well, okay. I know we were talking about like, okay, fitness, like finding the stuff that you love. Okay. Yes. I think the biggest thing that like I get that people are always like, oh my gosh, like when am I going to see results, or when am I going to, right? Like when am I going to get this body that I want so bad? And I get people saying that to me a lot, like, oh, you look this way, like this is what I want. And I think what I try to say to everybody is, and what I truly like live by and believe in is like, it's like the long term, right? Like I think in our world, like we're so like, we want everything right now. Like, right. Amazon, like Prime, like everything's like, we're right now, you know, like same day delivery. And I get it. Like I need to see, we all do. We're like, we want instant gratification.
Yes.
But in fitness and health, like that is the opposite of like, I think longevity and like finding like true fitness and true health, just because any of those like quick fixes and that kind of stuff, it's not sustainable. And at some point you're going to be on this like roller coaster, and you see it happen all the time, all those fad diets and all the fad trends. And I think just like for people for moms, say like you had your babies and you're getting back on track and you're like, oh, I have this goal. I want, you know, to feel this way again about my body. You've got to just give yourself time. And it's hard to say that, but like, it's not an overnight fix. It takes a lot of time, right? Like a lot of time. And you've got to like give yourself that grace and like, look at the tiny little progress, tiny little changes that you see, instead of like this huge goal that you want, this huge change. You've got to look at the little steps, and then eventually you'll look back after a year and you're, oh my gosh, look, I accomplished all these things. But I think that's the biggest thing, is we get so overwhelmed with like the instant gratification that we have to remember that it does take time. But that's okay, because that's what's going to make it a lifestyle change. And then that's really what's going to, for the long term, you're going to stay healthy. You're going to stay fit. You're not going to be on that roller coaster, you know?
Very wise.
Yes.
So,
thank you.
So thank you so much for being here today. For those of you at home, if you haven't yet subscribed to Mind and Body Pilates, a wellness approach, please do so by clicking on the logo below. And to learn more about Fitness, I'll include all of that information in the description. Thank you.
Thank you.